So the first Barbarians tour match has come to a close and Samoa able to get themselves the victory, 28 points to 14. The Barbarians in that second half seemed to find a little bit more momentum, but throughout the early stages of the game, Samoa certainly having the better of it. But throughout this review, we'll be looking through at the try scorers, what exactly happened in the contest. But I have to say a lot more lower scoring than I was anticipated. I predicted Samoa would end up with around that 30-point mark, but I did actually predict the Barbarians to score a few more points on the board. Unfortunately, though, most of the time when the opportunity did come up, it was either a handling error or a penalty in the breakdown that did end up costing the Barbarians. At halftime, the score was actually 11-0 in favour of Samoa. We did just see the one early try scored by So'atala Fa'aso'o. Other than that, though, in the first half, only penalties being scored by Lima Sopawanga. We also kind of saw a try from Jean-Luc Dupre. Unfortunately, they didn't go upstairs to check that one, so that would have helped the Barbarians be a lot closer in this match. He clearly grounded it, but like I mentioned, they didn't go to the TMO. In the second half, the Barbarians did start to look that little bit stronger. Samoa making a lot of their changes early on in the second half. Sadly, we're seeing quite a few injuries come out of this game for the Samoans. We didn't really get to see a huge amount of Tim Nanai-Williams. I believe he may have ended up with an injury a little bit earlier on in the game, and that is why Damien Hoyland made his way on sooner than anticipated. Also, we saw the injury of Jack Lamb. He went off for an HIA, and I don't believe he passed it, so hopefully he will be all right heading towards that Rugby World Cup. Even though he's not in the initial selected squad, there's a good chance that he could make his way to France if there are any other injuries popping up for the Samoans. And also later on in the game, we saw the injury of Ben Lamb, who was on debut for this game. It looked like some sort of knee injury in the tackle of Sakamoto. So I hope that is also not as serious as it looked, and he will be back for Samoa very soon. But Tamua Manu scoring the first try in the second half. At that point in the game, after the conversion was successful from Lima Sopawanga, we saw Samoa sitting 18-0 up. And in a game just like the Barbarians that they did struggle with their handling, to be that much up in the contest, they would well and truly take that. They then scored a try of Eritare Enery. That was off a pass that went wide from Herschel Yankees through the intercept. Eritare Enery scored it. Soon after that, got the penalty as well. So they were 28-0 up after the 60 minutes. We saw two late tries, though, coming from the Barbarians, one of which scored by Jean-Luc Dupre. So that would have theoretically been his second try of the match, but just counts as the first. And then also Henry Spate got the wide cutout pass, scored it in the corner near the end of the contest. But overall, I feel like it was a game that didn't so much feel like it normally would for the Barbarians in terms of the random passes or the offloading game that we would see. We saw a little bit more structure, but I think the big problem for them was the handling. Unfortunately, putting down the ball way too often and also getting penalised a bit too often throughout the game as well just stopped any real momentum from being able to form for either of these two sides. So the Barbarians, their next game, they will be going head-to-head with the Northampton Saints. That is in early September. And then after that, they are playing the Bristol Bears. For the Samoans, next week they have got Ireland at 6:30 a.m. New Zealand time on the Sunday morning. And that is going to be an exciting game. Samoa in a group with England, Argentina, Chile, and also Japan. They'll be wanting to build as much momentum as physically possible. And currently, other than their loss to Fiji in the Pacific Nations Cup, they've had a lot of wins this season, getting the win over Japan, also Tonga, and now the Barbarians side as well. But nonetheless, that is the end of this very short review of the match. The main thing for Samoa will definitely be improve their handling, because if they can do that, they're going to be a real challenge for a lot of sides throughout the Rugby World Cup. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you thought of the match down in the comments as well. I will see you all for the next one.